In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on November 6th, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. Another full week of NFL play did little to alter the course for either of these teams. Denver, a squad that seems to save its sharpest football for the final quarter, managed to slip past Houston in a slow and grinding contest on Sunday. Both teams leaned heavily on their defensive strengths as the game unfolded with limited offensive rhythm. The Broncos and Texans each finished with only 15 first downs and fewer than 300 total yards, a testament to how effectively both defenses dictated pace and control. Denver's victory came through a late surge led by Bo Nix, whose performance was defined more by grit than polish. His overall stat line, 18 completions on 37 attempts for 173 yards, wasn't flashy, yet his command in key moments stood out. Nix orchestrated 2 fourth-quarter drives totaling 109 yards, both resulting in points, and those possessions proved to be the decisive factor that separated the teams. The Broncos' defense has been a fascinating study in contrast this season. Against strong opponents, it has occasionally bent more than expected, such as in back-to-back games against the Giants and Cowboys where they allowed a combined 56 points. Both the Colts and Chargers also found ways to move the ball effectively. Still, in matchups against less potent offenses resembling the Raiders' current operation, Denver has been near impenetrable, yielding only 10.6 points per game across 5 such contests. This ability to clamp down against struggling units reinforces the consistency of their system and the confidence they carry into Week 10. On the other side, the Raiders' latest showing against Jacksonville was defined by tension, persistence, and eventual disappointment. Following their bye week, Las Vegas fought hard but came up short in overtime, failing on a 2-point conversion after marching downfield against a capable Jaguars defense. The game's brightest moment came from the return of Brock Bowers, whose presence immediately reignited the Raiders' offense. The star tight end delivered a dominant outing with 12 receptions, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns, repeatedly burning defenders and serving as the lifeline of the attack. His ability to create separation and gain yards after the catch underscored why he's viewed as one of the league's premier players at his position. Quarterback Geno Smith also played his best game of the season, completing 29 of 39 passes for 284 yards and 4 touchdowns with sharp timing and rhythm. Still, Las Vegas' inability to generate a consistent run game remained a glaring weakness, managing only 57 total rushing yards. Their defense, although energetic early, could not make key stops late, allowing Jacksonville to answer when it mattered. Despite a stronger showing through the air, the Raiders' overall identity remains uncertain. Whether that offensive rhythm can survive the noise and altitude of Denver is the central question as they prepare for another divisional clash. There's little reason to believe Las Vegas can easily repeat its Week 9 offensive output. Denver's defense thrives on creating discomfort, especially for offenses that rely heavily on 1 or 2 skilled players. Coming off a bye, the Raiders are now on a short turnaround, forced to play on the road after an exhausting, emotional loss at home. They've dropped 2 consecutive games overall and own a 1-3 record away from home. Over their last 3 road appearances, they have been outscored by a staggering 112-30, a pattern that speaks to both offensive inefficiency and defensive collapse. Denver's momentum tells the opposite story. The Broncos have stacked 6 straight victories, showing discipline and adaptability in critical stretches. Their comebacks against the Eagles, Giants, and Texans illustrate both their resilience and their ability to make mid-game adjustments. At home, they've been flawless with 4 wins to none, outpacing visitors by a combined 131-71. Their balance between opportunistic defense and patient offense continues to define their success. Even though the Raiders gained some energy with Bowers back in the lineup, they now face one of the league's most physical and well-coordinated defensive units. The Broncos' front seven is relentless and structured, capable of collapsing pockets and shutting down short yardage opportunities. While Denver has been fortunate in a few of its close wins, their consistency on both sides of the ball, especially in the second half of games, remains a major strength. Meanwhile, Las Vegas has lost 6 of its last 7 games and has surrendered at least 30 points in 3 of its last 4. Even with their brief resurgence in Week 9, their defense lacks the stopping power to keep up. The Broncos' defense should pressure Geno Smith from the outset and disrupt any timing in the Raiders' offensive rhythm. The matchup feels poised to stay competitive in its early phases, but the home team's composure and defensive discipline should eventually take over as the clock winds down. Denver's combination of balanced execution, depth, and situational awareness gives them a tangible edge that is difficult to overlook. As our first pick for this matchup, the Denver Broncos to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Turning to the total, the line for Thursday night sits near key threshold above 41, a curious spot given the tendencies of both teams. Denver's offense has demonstrated explosive potential at times, notably in its 44-point outburst against Dallas 2 weeks prior and the stunning 33-point fourth quarter versus New York in Week 8. Still, that same unit has appeared average when meeting top defensive squads like Houston, Los Angeles, New York, and Philadelphia, averaging only 285 total yards per game in those contests. This inconsistency underscores their dependence on game flow and defensive context, rather than a fully dynamic offensive identity. Las Vegas brings its own contradictions. The Raiders rank a solid 7th against the run, allowing only 3.9 yards per carry, yet they fall near the league's bottom in nearly every other key metric. They struggle to contain passing attacks, give up too many points per possession, and fail to halt opposing drives when it matters most. Offensively, the team remains unbalanced, burdened by one of the weakest rushing attacks in football through 9 weeks. This deficiency allows Denver's defense to focus directly on applying pressure through the pass rush. No team pressures quarterbacks more effectively than Denver, leading the league with a sack rate of 11.87% of plays. The Broncos also rank near the top in points allowed per game at 18.4 and in total yards allowed at 279.9. Their defensive identity revolves around control, disruption, and containment. For Las Vegas, that means Geno Smith will be under constant duress, and even the reliable Bowers will face extra attention, reducing the likelihood of another dominant showing. Both sides rely heavily on their defenses to establish tone and tempo. Denver's approach forces opponents into long, methodical drives, often ending in field goals rather than touchdowns. The Raiders, by contrast, rely on Max Crosby to generate individual disruption, but their overall structure lacks balance. Historically, Las Vegas has seen the underhit in 5 of 8 games this season, including 3 of 4 on the road, even when giving up high point totals. Denver has gone under in 6 of its 8 matchups, splitting their 4 home games, though the overs came against weaker defenses like those of New York and Dallas. Given the contrast between Denver's suffocating defense and Las Vegas' inconsistent offense, the most reasonable outlook is a lower-scoring contest dictated by field position and pressure. Denver's recent wins have followed a steady pattern of patience, control, and defensive dominance, while the Raiders continue to falter when forced into long drives without their full complement of playmakers. This divisional clash, framed by physical defenses and conservative pacing, projects to stay measured and contained throughout. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.